convenient, you can call me Lee. Today I'm going to share with you what I learned with Mr. Bob Proctor about the secret to overcoming anxiety. But before I do that, I'm going to share something with you guys. Remember, I've been learning and talking about the paradigm. I told you, because basically these lessons I was, learned a long time ago, but now I promise I try to share with you guys, so I saw them through. But yesterday, for some reason, I didn't finish, so I told myself, you know what, I'm going to do tomorrow, because now I realize Mr. Bob Proctor won everything. Even he prepared a talk over 1,000 times. He still prepared very goodly. So I feel like I need to learn and go deeper, and so I can read the whole thing for you guys, right? And then this morning, all of a sudden, I feel like, yesterday I did finish it, but I thought, because yesterday I told myself that tomorrow morning, but this morning, all of a sudden I feel like, maybe I can do this afternoon. And then, my inside myself said, but you said yesterday you do this morning. So remember, that's our paradigm, our little you really fighting with you. So basically you have to, don't let it control you. If you want to really switch or shift in your paradigm, you have to, whatever you promise you need to do. Anyway, so now I'm here. Let me just read with you guys. Let's learn together, because a lot of information you really need to pay attention. So I believe this video Mr. Bob Proctor did because he mentioned he thanks Tommy Colliers for suggestion. And he said it would change a lot of lives and it would just solve an enormous problem for a lot of people. And I have side notes over here. I tell you guys, because I don't have a religion. Besides, I do believe we must have a good heart. So I changed the Mr. Bob Proctor's words God to universe as a respect. And also I was joking, by the way, maybe it can become to, the 7, example for you, like, as, you have a good heart. It is foundation being nice human. I remember one time my former coworker, they were like arguing something about beliefs, and they used me as example. There's another story, maybe someday I'll tell you guys. Anyways, so this is what Mr. Bob Proctor started talking. And he said, let it really sink into your mind. It's very valuable information. And the subject I've been studying was me. Because I know me. I know you better. Do you see we all the same? We are the universe's highest form of creation. We have a marvelous mind. We live in a physical body, and we correspond with the material world. We can create the kind of life we want. And he mentioned there's 2 thoughts you can go reference, find out about yourself. One is science. The other is theology. Oh, by the way, maybe some words are pronunciations not right, but you know what I mean. I have over here, English not my first language, right? But I try my best. But if you really want to understand, you will understand, okay? It doesn't matter like your accent or mispronunciation, because highly we communicate in the spirit world. Anyway, he said, both clearly indicated that we are truly the highest form of creation on the planet. All other little creatures on the planet are completely at home in their environment. They blend in. You and I are the only creature on the planet that's totally disoriented in our environment. And that is because we've been given the mental faculties to create our own environment. Unfortunately, not all this information that we were sharing we learn in school. We just don't learn in school. And if we don't learn at home, others are pretty good. We don't learn it at all. Remember I told you guys it take me 52 years to realize I have high faculty. But anyway, we truly can create the kind of life we want. And many people go right through their life and never understanding what I'm going to explain to you. This is without question. valuable information. And when I started to learn about the subject, anxiety that many people suffer from, I came to conclusion. There's no need of a person being in a state of anxiety. Now there's all kind of people taking drugs today to ease this problem that they are experiencing. I'm going to show you that as a person start to understand how their marvelous mind operates, they can eliminate anxiety and replace it with something much more beautiful. You and I have the ability to do that. I'm going to talk to you about the mind. See, the paradigm are the ideas that are fixed in our mind and cause us to keep operating the same way. And if we don't change the paradigm, nothing changes. So let's look at your mind and your paradigm. And he mentioned you can go to the psychologist, or the behavioral scientists, they tell you everything, but, maybe a lot of information you don't even understand, right? But there was a doctor back to around 1934 in San Antonio, Texas. He was very involved in the healing arts. He was very involved in the mental physics, in anything beyond the physical. We are treating symptoms all the time. We are treating effects. We are not going to the cause of the problems. We're always working from higher to lower potential, from the mind to the body. The body is physical manifestation of the mind. And he made very, very clear that one of our greatest problems is no one ever seen mind. But then, as a human, we always operated, thinking about the image. That's why he said a lot of people are talking the mind, they use the brain, but he said the brain is not the mind. Brain is just an electronic switch station. As you think, you active brain cells after the vibration your body or parts of your body may be in. Now, anxiety is vibration, and it's not a very healthy one. It's a very destructive one. So I think as we start to understand some of the laws and understand how the mind works, we are way ahead of the game. I'm going to share with you what a good doctor shared with me many, many years ago, and I have taught this all over the world for a long, long time. Some of the change I have seen take place in people's mind in mind boggling. Their lives have been altered like night and day as they start to understand the mind, how it operates. The good doctor is Dr. Thurman Fleet. This is my little notes, like nowadays when I'm learning, like I told you guys, either I don't understand the English, I will look up the words or something, maybe I know, but I don't remember all of them. Anyway, I share with you. So the doctor basically, he said things no one has ever seen the mind, right? So he drew the big picture. He made this drawing, and Mr. Bob Proctor said, this is the most valuable drawing I ever seen. The large circle is going to represent the mind, and the small is the body. And we will take the mind divided in two parts. The top one is conscious mind, and the bottom is subconscious mind. So look here. The conscious mind has ability to choose. The subconscious mind does not have that ability. So remember that. That's a very important part. Anyway, so whatever ideas operating in the mind are expressed through the body. The body is just an instrument of the mind. And then he mentioned when the power flows in. Basically, when the power flows in, it's not either like a positive or negative, but we think to decide that from now on you need to pay attention what you're going to think. And also he does mention like you have to let this the power like through to and through us very freely. Here he said, whatever thought you think, turn over to your subconscious mind. But the subconscious mind is programmed. Remember I said when we were born, whatever our subconscious mind is totally like wide open, so whatever going on around your environment, so that's what you get. That's why it's programmed. See, what we want to do, learn how to control the flow. We want to learn how to control the flow of thought energy. You see, we're really in charge of results, right? The result that we get in our life can be altered without any difficulty. Remember, if you choose the right thing. I know it. Talking about of this energy, when, for instance, one's negative, the other side is positive, right? You can think anything you want. You can choose to think what you don't want, or you can choose what you want. Or you can just look whatever in life is wrong, or you can look what is right. And here he mentioned, unfortunately, most people stay in ignorant states. They never really understand themselves. Ignorance is simply not knowing. But the opposite side of ignorance, of course, is knowledge. Its knowledge is really available to us. Like they're all there. They're all around you. But, of course, all those you have to pay attention to learn, right? And then he does mention we have a choice and we can choose whatever we want. You can choose to think what's wrong, or you can choose to think what's right. Why would a person choose wrong, choose worry or doubt? And then he said, if we back it up, the problem is ignorance. This is really the problem, because they don't understand the situation. Doubt and worry are both psychic disease. It plugs into the negative side of life. This power flows in, you can build anything you want, but when we worry, but why do we worry? Well, there's not enough money, sometimes you don't have money to do something, or, it seems like whatever things you decide is not the way you choose, so you start getting worried, right? But remember, we have ability to choose anything we want. Anyway, now things you doubt worry, right? So you build a negative idea, and then that's what we're doing. We're taking the power, build a negative idea, and we take that, impress that negative idea upon our subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind is emotion mind, so we getting emotionally involved with this negative idea that set up the vibration called fear. Fear is a negative emotion. The cause of it, the primary cause is ignorance, but the root cause is worry and doubt. When the fear is expressed, it must be expressed through the body. So we build an idea. It's a negative idea, right? So we press it and set up fear. And when it expresses its anxiety. And people don't enjoy anxiety. So it causes all kinds of problems, right? But anxiety is not expressed. Anxiety is suppressed. So when you suppress the anxiety, we bottle it all thing up and turn into depression. That's all what happened. So do you see? Anxiety is a cause of depression, but it's not the primary, it's not the initial cause. The initial cause is ignorance. So from ignorance, we go worry and doubt and go to fear, anxiety, suppress the anxiety, and it turns into the depression, right? The depression turns into disease. When the body not at ease, it gets tied up, right? So that's why we suppress the negative now. They get negative energy, so the body start breaking down. Disease, then it move into disintegration. But the root cause of it is ignorance, because we don't know. Oh, that's a picture he mentioned here. See, that's the side. If you don't know, right? Because you don't know, you start worry. That's at the end, your body will disintegration. And let's see, he mentioned, let's suppose a person's locked into the side of life. They seem to worry about everything. That's what they got, right? But remember, we do mention we have a power, we can think. How about we just let's go into eliminate the ignorance with knowledge. And he mentioned the King Solomon said, all you are getting, get understanding. And then he said, how we get that? We get it by moving into, of course, now we do the positive side, right? Understanding is opposite side of doubt and worry. But there's only one way you get understanding. You have to study. Understanding is answer to a lot of questions. For me, since I started learning, so a lot of stuff I don't react anymore, because I feel like from their point I will find the reason. So when you understand, you don't react. Anyway, and he mentioned here he said too simple, right? Of course, it's a negative, positive, but he said it's negative and positive, but that represents the law of polarity. Polarity is a law that decrees everything has a positive. Remember, that's why I say we have training our body training our mind to look for the good, because everything is negative and positive. So you can choose which part you want to go. And he's mentioned when we understand it's there, right? Because no matter what, everything's positive, negative. So you try to look for the positive. And he said, both fear, because when you understanding, you lead to your faith. Here said, understanding leads to the opposite sphere with its faith. Faith based on the understanding is truly the key to the freedom. And he mentioned this strange thing is both fear and faith, demanding we have to believe something we cannot see. But thinking about, you would rather put on the positive side, right? And also he has all leaders talking about we become what we think about. But then here he still mentioned, why would a person choose to stay over that ignorant side? Because they are ignorant. They don't know. Like some people, they rude, maybe they don't know. But then he also mentioned being rude and being ignorant is totally different things. And anyway, that's another subject. But then he mentioned all knowledge always there. But if you stay the positive side, the beautiful thing is, when you eliminated ignorance, you get understanding. The understanding leads to faith, and faith leads to well-being. So now, when we said anxiety is suppressed, but well-being is expressed, and then this expressed turn to acceleration, and because we are at ease, so we start to very creative. You see here, when people, if they breaking down, when they in disease, right? But when they at ease, they get stronger. I'm sorry, the battery is dying. Let me just do this and then let's continue so I can almost finish late. Just give me 1 second. Okay, here. Well, I don't know, this one is really use battery a lot. Anyway, so now you know. I reread this part. People just break down when they are in disease. When they are at ease, they're getting stronger. The body at ease, then it turns into creation. Its vibration in perfect harmony with the law of the universe. This is such a phenomenal subject. It's one that everybody is supposed to be study. So, of course, he suggests you listen to that video for over 100 times. But for me, I know I need to write it down. And now I'm typing them, so I know. So basically, share this with, read this and read this with your friend. Remember now, it's Anxiety is caused because ignorance. So here, let me just tell you. Of course, I told you he wants you to do the 100 times. And I also said, anyone you see suffering from anxiety, get them to watch this. Rather than run to the drugstore, get them to run to their own marvelous mind. Get them to get into studying something really worthwhile. Think about, now we know. We have a power to choose. You want to stay this side for ignorance, or you want to get the knowledge to more creation. Anyway, I hope you guys. Oh, now my hair. You guys like this message? If you love, please share. Tell your friends instead of going to the drugstore. Do go to their mind, study this. Talk to you guys soon.